Hello everyone and welcome back to another exciting episode of PBS Executive, the podcast series by PCET's Pune Business School, where we bring inspiring leaders to share their journeys and insight. I'm your host Apeksha, and today we have a very special guest with us, Prachi Deshpande ma'am, the visionary founder of Pranverse. With over 20 years of experience as a Reiki master and holistic wellness expert, she has transformed countless lives through a unique blend of healing and practice. Let's dive into her journey and discover the magic of holistic wellness and entrepreneurship. So first of all, welcome ma'am. Welcome to Pune Business School.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here.
So let's start the podcast by your journey. So you are a mathematician
Yes.
and now a Reiki master. So how was your transition from being a mathematician to holistic wellness? So what would you say about that?
Yeah. So after completing my master's in mathematics, I had got an opportunity to do PhD by going abroad, say in US and even Germany. And my professors were very, very positive. They wanted me to be into research. They still want me to be into research. So I just thought to myself that maybe I should have some experience, some first-hand experience of dealing with people or maybe teaching people, because when you become a researcher, at some point of time you're required to teach people. So then I started working as a subject matter expert in the field of mathematics, and I also started teaching people. So there I came in contact with a lot of students who were very stressed out. They were 10th standard and 12th standard students, and they were stressed out, their parents were stressed out, all the exam pressure and even the lifestyle pressure that they had. And that made me feel that maybe I can share certain meditation and Reiki healing techniques with them, which I had learned for myself, for my own growth and development. And what happened was, they started showing amazing results. So it could be in their behavior, it could be in their percentage, it could be them developing as good people. So holistic results is what we got. So the results were so amazing that they were shocked, their parents were shocked, other teachers were shocked. I was also shocked that, oh my God, this kind of transformation is possible. And that inspired me to become a psychological counselor. So I became a psychological counselor. I did my specialization in stress management. And then I started my own practice by actually working on my own friends and family members. And one fine day I got a call from the vice principal of the college that I was studying in. And then he had this issue of anxiety for about 30-35 years. And he just told me that, Prachi, actually my work experience is 2.5 times your age, but something makes me feel that you'll be able to help me. And that's how my journey as a complete professional in this particular field of wellness started. And the best part about Reiki and meditation was that within a span of 15 days itself, his anxiety issue was completely gone. He's still in touch with me. It's been almost 20 years now, and he has never got that anxiety issue again in his life. So that made me, that entire episode of healing anxiety of a professor, that made me feel that maybe this is what I'm meant to do, because that gave me immense happiness as well as gratification. And that's how I started my journey. Then I started learning different meditation techniques. I became a Reiki master. I started developing my own products, my own services, my own techniques. So I have a lot of copyrighted meditations. I wrote certain books also. And then, it's about mouth to mouth publicity, that one client refers you to someone else, and touch wood, it's been going well.
That's truly inspiring, ma'am. I'm a bit curious about the name of your organization. It's Pranverse. So what could you tell about it?
Yeah, so Pranverse is Pran and Verse. So Pran basically is life force energy, and Verse is universe. So it is the universe of life force energy. So it is two of us. It is me here with you, Prachi, and the other one is Anupriya. Both of us are mathematicians. Both of us are into Reiki meditation. She's an expert in Vastu. I also do Vastu, but I'm still learning from her, and that's how we have our own community of people who believe in wellness and who are wellness enthusiasts. So
That's amazing, ma'am. So talking about your profession, it involves offerings like divine yantras, Reiki products, and Vastu consultants, and many such things. So all these things are deeply rooted into the tradition. So my question is, how do you manage to bridge the gap between traditional and the modern approaches?
yeah, so that's a very good question, Apeksha, because a lot of times what happens is that people want to do something in the modern world. They are modern people, but they want the results, and those results are possible only when sometimes you dive deep into the ancient traditional practices. So Reiki is again an ancient traditional practice. Meditation we have been knowing for thousands of years. Even Vastu we have known for thousands of years. All our ancient temples especially and a lot of houses, they were built in such a way that all the Vastu compliances were checked. So our ancestors were very intelligent people. Now, speaking of the different products and services that we have, one of the products, Divine Yantras by Pranverse. So it is a combination of ancient sacred geometry, ancient mantras, and then they are charged with Reiki. So now ancient geometry, which we call as sacred geometry, is a very, very powerful tool. So our universe also works on that principle. And then a lot of famous monuments in the world, they actually follow that. So different, like I said, that different temples and different people's houses, even in India, Taj Mahal is one of the monuments which is based on ancient sacred geometry. So you enter the place, you start going towards it and it starts appearing smaller, but when you start going away from it, it starts appearing bigger. So this is hardcore geometry. So when we give scientific evidences to people and what has been happening till now and how success can come from using these traditional practices, then people readily believe that. Yeah, and especially when we have a science backing to that, I mean, it's like a cakewalk.
Ma'am, everything you are telling is really very fascinating. So moving to the marketing part of your business, of your service, today in this world, every business needs to be present on social media platforms or any other digital means. So how do you manage such things in your business?
So social media is very, very important. Now we look at it, both me and Anupriya, we look at this as reaching out to more and more people so that we are able to help more and more people, so that we are able to cater to different areas and different aspects and different issues that a person faces and masses on a whole, so that we are able to create an impact on a collective consciousness. That is our aim. So for that, what we start doing is first and foremost your personal contacts. Then you give rise to different connections and networks that you make in business. Now the easy thing is that we have platforms like the social media, like you said, that there's several platforms, and what happens is that when you put in some valuable information, the response is immense and the response is amazing. So we try to cater to different platforms of social media, and we try to put out the content that we have, different techniques that we have, with a simple aim that we want to reach more and more people. Yeah. And because we do it with that intention, I don't have that stress that, oh my god, are people going to like this and how many likes and how many comments. So we don't get into that. All we know is that we have provided a good content and it has reached a lot of people.
That's wonderful, ma'am. So in your profession, you need to connect with the people, like you feel the heart-to-heart connection with them. So you might be having a pile of memories. So would you like to share this with our audiences?
Definitely a pile of memories, and believe me, some of them are really good because they are transformation stories. But sometimes when a client comes to you and shares their journey with you, it can be with you for a long, long time. Sometimes it is those things that we don't even want to read in the newspaper or watch on TV. It can be as disturbing as that. And then you actually have to sit in front of them and try to heal them out of that bad experience. So these kind of memories definitely impact you in a certain way, especially when it comes to the healing part. The other one is general wellness. So for that, it is all light-heartedness and people who just want to have or maintain a good lifestyle. And the other one where people are already successful, but there's some bigger goal that they have and we have to help them in achieving that. So coming back to speaking of the question that you asked me, the memories that are with you and which could be a little disturbing are people who want to heal from something, especially a trauma. Now, when someone like that sits in front of me, the only thing that is there in my mind at that point of time is how do I heal this particular emotion that that person has gone through, or this particular experience that they have gone through, and how can I bring them out of it in the most effective and fastest manner possible. So if my focus is constantly on that, finding the solution, then I don't dwell so much on the problem. But as a human, somewhere a little bit of it is definitely going to rub onto you because you live in a society. There are 8 billion people in the society. So it definitely stays with you. And how I deal with that is through my own Reiki and meditation practice, which come what may, I do on a daily basis. So I have my own healing music and it is aligned to my own energy. I play the music, I receive Reiki as if I'm giving Reiki to myself.
Okay, that's amazing, ma'am. So every career, along with the success, comes with different challenges and hurdles. So what were your major challenges which you remember from your initial days?
So the biggest challenge, I would say, which was there in the initial days and which is also there to some extent now, is that people want to have the proof of everything. That was what is the science behind this? Show us in the report, show us in this, show us in that, and we want this science-backed everything. Now the advantage for us is that basically we are mathematicians and I myself have a very scientific approach. So even if I have to study emotions, I went deep into the study of Sir David Hawkins, where he actually has studied by doing a survey on 25,000 plus people in his time. And what they realized was that every emotion carries energy and that energy can be measured. So once I came across such kind of scientific evidence upon emotions and energy, that gave me a lot of confidence in coming into this field and doing something. So anyone who has any question related to science, or yeah, this doesn't happen or that doesn't happen, this is pseudoscience, so that time we at least have some information to present them to, that this really happens. Other thing is that science is very, very powerful and I'm a hardcore believer of science. So when our brainwave pattern goes in alpha, that time we become more creative, more focused. Now how Reiki and meditation can help us? They can instantly take us from beta to alpha. Then they take us into theta, which is a dream state. All of us experience that. After that, delta, which is a deep sleeping state, and a lot of healing happens there. So when you start explaining people like that, and there are a lot of machines also, which actually help measure a person's brain wave. So what frequency a person's brain is in. So when we start telling people this science-based facts, that time people start believing in us. So coming back to your question, yes, that is a challenge till now, because I see something, I want to say something, or I want to explain the person, but the person is like, give me the proof, give me the proof. So we first start with giving them the proof and then only go to the next part.
You're talking about such fascinating things, ma'am, actually. So your profession is full of fascination, I guess. But I think that your profession is also surrounded with many misconceptions, like let it be of Reiki or Vastu Shastra. So if you want to debunk any of them.
Yeah. So first and foremost about Reiki, I'll say that there is a spelling Reiki Reiki and there's another spelling Recce Reiki. So a lot of people call me and say that even terrorists use Reiki, even police use Reiki. So how is your Reiki different? Are you doing the work that they do? I said, no. That is Recce, where you go and investigate something, do a survey of something, examine something. And this is Reiki Reiki, which is a Japanese word. Then a lot of people also ask that, okay, meditation, Reiki are similar to hypnosis because you control a person's mind. So we have to explain them that there's nothing called as controlling of the mind that happens here. It is just a transfer of positive energy, where we are just mediums who channel positive energy which is there in the world. So again, then we have to tell them that, see, every time our heart beats, it creates electric charge in the body, which is called as bioelectricity. Now, just the way I have a physical heart, my body is able to generate that electricity, your body also can do that. So there are 8 billion people in the world, then there are animals, there are birds, there are even trees, plants, even microorganisms. Anyone and anything which is alive generates their own bioelectricity. The electricity which is generated by the body itself. Now that is something which animates each and every cell of our body. That's why it is called as life force energy. So because it is there within us and also there in the surroundings through all the people, all the animals, all the birds, we say that this particular energy is universal in nature. And this entire statement, universal life force energy, is Reiki. Only when you tell a person all of that, and now there's a lot of research which is going on how the heart beats and how that electric charge is created, then people believe, then it becomes easy for them to accept the solution. Now, about Vastu also, a lot of people say that no, this is not science, this cannot happen, that cannot happen, but whether we like it or not, all of us are made up of elements. Our nature is also made up of elements. Now, whenever you build something on the planet, there is some elemental balance and there's some elemental imbalance. So when there is elemental imbalance, it is going to cause issues to you, it is going to cause problems to you. Everything is vibration, everything is energy. So what we do here is we are just balancing the elements so that you are in a very peaceful environment. Yeah.
So, ma'am, I feel like I'm in fantasy right now. So, my question is, ma'am, you said everything about your profession and all else things. So, there are many people in society who are not much open to such practices. So, how do you deal with such skepticism?
Yeah, so like I said, that we have to keep on telling them that okay, there is science behind it. This is a part of science which is beyond comprehension, some of it, and some we are lucky that we actually have some evidence. Like I said, that brainwave patterns can be measured, or the research that Sir David Hawkins has done, or similarly, a lot of research is still going on meditation, which is an ongoing thing. So, in fact, I would say that I'm very lucky because a lot of research is happening all around the world, and that makes it easy for us to actually use that. We also are into research, so we keep on experimenting and we keep on doing this surveys on different people, and we keep on, even nowadays we have tried to use certain machines which will help us measure the results that we get. So there's something called as your aura before, then you go through a certain practice, and then your aura afterwards. So Kirlian photography, all this type of techniques are there. So anyone who's skeptic about it, one thing is I show them the science. Number two is I tell them, okay, don't believe me at all. Just this is the music which I have created for you. Just listen to that. I will not even tell you what it is for. Otherwise, you will say, oh, this is placebo effect. I don't even want to get into that. So just listen to this, and after a few days, you only come and tell me what happened. And we get amazing feedbacks that I started feeling happier. My anger has reduced. Then I don't feel resentment. I feel more confident. I have this feel good factor. So like that I deal with.
So it's like unless you feel it, आपको कुछ पता नहीं चलेगा.
So either believe in science and believe then what we do, or if you don't want to believe in science also, then just take the product, use it, and then tell me how you feel.
Okay. So now we come to the most awaited question of this podcast. So as a student, we or I, my batchmates, everyone face a lot of stress, depression, anxiety, and such things. So I'm sure you might have some helpful tips for us.
Yeah.
So what could you suggest to our listeners?
Yeah. So first and foremost, I would like to give some Reiki for a minute. So whenever anyone feels very stressed out, they can just come back to this particular podcast. They can have that first-hand experience. If we have time, you can let me know about say 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah. So just be comfortable, sit comfortably, and I'm going to program Reiki now in such a way that whoever is listening or whoever is watching this podcast at any point of time, in the past, present, and in the future, is going to receive Reiki from me right in the middle of their chest, where you have your heart chakra. Yeah, you can also close your eyes and just sit and relax. Heart chakra is one of the major 7 chakras that we have. It is located right in the middle of your chest. Heart chakra is about unconditional love. The antidote of any kind of stress and anxiety is love and happiness. So the Reiki which I'm going to send right now to all your heart chakras is going to make you feel happy, and it is also going to help you reconnect with unconditional love. And just focus on the stress that you have at this point of time. It could be about your exams, your career, about relationships, about health, about finances. Whatever it is, just allow this Reiki to flow through the stress. Just relax, allow Reiki to flow throughout your body, sending love and happiness to each and every cell of your body, sending love and happiness to your soul. Whoever is watching this at any point of time, past, present, future, thank you. So, along with this particular podcast, the tip I would have for everyone is that develop one practice. It could be anything, not Reiki or not meditation. I mean, it is not compulsory. If you want to learn it, you're more than welcome. But it is not compulsory for you to stick to one thing. I would say experiment with different healing modalities. There are beautiful healing modalities out there. Out of all of them, the best one I found was Reiki and meditation. That's the reason I constantly keep on talking about that. But whenever anyone is stressed out, it is your heart chakra. So just sit comfortably and start focusing on your heart chakra. Allow the energy in the surroundings to flow through the heart chakra. Ask yourself, what is the worst thing that can happen? What is the best thing that can happen? 2 questions. Now, if that best thing happens, how would I feel? That is a game changer. Yeah.
That's really amazing, ma'am. And I think our listeners will also find it useful. So by this, we come to end of this podcast. So it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you, ma'am. And your journey, insights, and dedication are truly commendable. So thank you for taking your time and connecting with us. So to our listeners, I hope you find this conversation as enlightening as I did. So stay tuned for more such episodes. And until next time, take care and stay curious.